Alright, good morning and welcome to Maths Atoka online class. In today's video, we'll be talking about greatest integer function, okay? That is calculus and coordinate geometry. Okay, I'll be solving some questions on that. For you to understand this is very, very simple. Now, let me just teach you the concept of greatest integer function. Now, you know that if you have 2.36 and then you are asked to approximate this to whole number, okay, that the answer is simply 2, because this one is not up to 3, it's not up to 5, sorry. If it's up to 5, we'll call it 1 and add it here. For instance, if I have minus 2.56, you see that this one is up to 5, I'll call it 1 and put it here. My answer is minus 3. If I have maybe 3.72, this is up to 5, call it 1 and then you approximate it to, it becomes 4. But in greatest integer function, the way we do points, okay, is that, look at this, for example, this one, 2.36, okay. Now 2.36 is in between two numbers, okay. 2.36 is in between two whole numbers, and the two whole numbers you can get in between this is that 2 and 3, okay. These 2 and 3 are the two whole numbers that this man is in between. So this is less than this, while this one is less than this, okay. So the greatest integer function of 2.36, okay, is equal to the one in the left hand, which is what? 2. Let us do this one. You see that? Let's do this one now. The greatest integer function of minus 2.56, okay. Now you know that negative, the two whole numbers that will be that this one will be in between will now be minus 3 and minus 2, okay. And then I have 2.656, for instance, okay. This is less than this. I hope you know that minus 3 is less than this. The higher the negative number, the less it becomes. So for this one, we take the one in the left hand side, which is minus 3, okay. So get the concept. It's not difficult. But look at this one, for instance. Look at this one. You know, we got 4 here, but let me show you. For greatest integer function, the numbers that this one will be in between, the whole numbers or the integers, this one will be in between is what? 3 and 4. This is in between 3 and 4. 3.72 is in between 3 and 4. And the one in the left hand side is 3. See, the answer for normal approximation is 4 here, but for the greatest integer function is 3. Okay, so now let us solve some question. Question number 27, according to my workbook, okay. They say the greatest integer function of 5, okay, is just 5 because it is not a decimal number, so it is an integer, so we take the 5. But look at the next one, question number 28. I have the greatest integer function of 4.9999, okay. That this is equal to what? Now let us do that. Now the shortcut to this is, if it is a positive number, we take that number we are seeing there. But if it's a negative number, we add 1 to it, or rather we subtract 1 to it. Anyway you understand it. Like, what do I mean by add 1? For example, if this is a whole number, we will take 2. But if it is this is a positive number, we'll take 2. But if it's a negative number, instead of taking minus 2, we take minus 3. So it is actually subtracting 1 from this one, but in your sense, I don't know how you understand it. In a layman language, it's like add 1, forget about the minus, then add 1 to this. So bring the minus, add 1 to this, becomes 3. So I don't know how you want to understand it. So this one now, instead of solving anything here, the answer is simply what? 4. But how do you solve it? If you want to solve it, you say that minus 4 is less than 4.9999, which is less than 5. So this man is in between 4 and 5, not minus. So, and we're always taking the one in the left hand, which is 4. Okay. So question number 29. Question number 29 here said. Question number 29 said the greatest integer function of greatest integer function of minus 4.9999. You see, like I told you before, that if it is negative, the answer is simply minus 5. This is the easiest question you will solve in this math, okay. minus 5. How did I get minus 5? You should know that minus 5 is less than minus 4.9999, which is less than minus 4. Okay, so we are taking the one in the left, like I taught you. So question number 30 said, the greatest integer function of 4.000001. Okay, now this is the positive number. My answer is simply 4. How did I get the 4? You should know that 4 is less than 4.000001, which is less than what? 5. We are taking the one in the left. So question number 31 here said the greatest integer function of minus 4.000001. Okay, like I told you that the answer is simply minus 5 because this is a negative number. So how did I get that? You should know that minus 5 is less than that minus 4.000001, which is less than what? Minus 4. We are taking the one in the left. So we move to the next question. Question number 32. So question number 32 here said, number 32 said the greatest integer function of minus 4.000001, okay, like this, then raised to power 5. Okay, now this one is simple. What do? We know that the greatest integer function of here, according to what we got before, was minus 5. Then they now say raised to power what? 5. Okay, now this negative, this is an odd number. Negative raised to power odd number will give you what? Negative. Then 5 raised to power 5. 5 raised to power 5 will give us 5 raised to power 5. You have 3125. Okay, so question number 33 said the greatest integer function of minus 4.123451. Then the answer raised to power 5 like this. This and this is the same, okay, because this thing now, this one here in bracket, that bracket does not have anything outside, so we can just remove the bracket. So this raised power, this means getting the integer function, then raise it to the power of 5. So I'm getting the same thing, minus 3125. Okay, but if the question is like this, look at how the question is supposed to be: 0.00001, then raised power 5 like this. Now this one means you have to get this one raised power 5 first before you can get the greatest integer function. Okay, so let us do this one, though it's not part of the question, but let us just do it. So this one will give you minus 4.123451, then raised to power 5. So I'm having minus 1024.00128. Okay, now the greatest integer function of this is just to add 1 to this last part, which is minus 1025. Okay, but that is not the question. I just decided to show you in case of necessity. All right, so let's go to the next question. Question number 34. So question number 34 said the greatest integer function of 139.421 all squared minus greatest integer function of 139 all squared. Okay, now this one is the same thing as just getting the greatest integer function of this, which is 139. 139 is the greatest integer function all squared minus the same 139 all squared. When anything subtract itself, you are getting 0. Okay, so question number 35 said the same thing again, the greatest integer function of, but they change the sign like this, 139.4 139.421 all squared inside minus the greatest integer function of 139 all squared like this. So now what do we do in this case? Like I told you before, we have to get the squared first before we can get the greatest integer function. So I'm going to say 139.421 squared will give us is giving us 19438.21524, okay, minus 139 squared. I'm getting 19321. Okay, so the greatest integer function of this is a positive whole number, so I'm getting 19438 minus this one is the same thing now, is already an integer, 19321. So if you subtract, I'm going to say minus 19438. So I'm having 117 as the answer here, right? So it's very simple. Greatest integer function should be the first thing you should look out for in your exam, okay? And then you solve it immediately because it is very, very simple to solve. So we go to question number 36. Question number 36 said the greatest integer function of, okay, first of all they said brackets, then the greatest integer function of another greatest integer function 0.0423, okay, then plus 8 in bracket of 5.6, okay, plus 19.23, close all over. Let's close this one, then close this one, make it raised to power 3. Then here I'm having minus 32.999, okay, minus 38.4. Okay, this one is very simple. So first of all, let's leave this one and then leave this one. So let us do this one. This one is going to give us the whole number that this is, okay, this is 0, okay. I thought that if it is positive, we are just taking the whole number here, so it's 0. This one is equally positive, we are taking the 5 here, so this is plus 8 in bracket of 5, okay, then plus, this is equally a positive number, so all positive number, we are just taking the whole number, which is 19 all over. This is a negative number, so we are going to approximate, so it's going to be minus 33 minus, this one is a positive whole number again, so it's going to be 38 there, okay, then like this, raised to power 3. Now let's keep going. So we now have that this is let's do the numerator. We're going to have 40, 8 times 5, 40. 40 plus 19 will give you 59. 59 all over minus 33 minus 38 will give us 71. Minus 71. So don't forget raised to power 3. So now let us divide. We know that this is going to give us minus, so we say 59 divided by our last answer, we're having minus 0.8309859155, okay, then raised to power 3. So if you look at this, since this is a negative, we approximate it to be what? To be minus 1, okay, to be minus 1 raised to power 3, which will give us minus 1. So the answer there is simply minus 1. So we move to the next question. That is question number 37. So question number 37 said question number 37 said the square root of the greatest integer function of the square root of 80, greatest integer function of 80.999 80.999 all raised to power 3 here. Okay, solution. Now this one is very simple. So what do? We start from the inside. So from the inside we are going to have, is going to be the square root of greatest integer function of this is a positive number, so we are taking just that 80. Sorry about that. So if you have the square root of 80, I'm going to have it to be, so square root of 8 is going to give us 8.944271191. Okay, so I have solved this one and the square root. So I'm going to have the greatest integer function of this. So I'm now in this part. I'm now in this into 8.944271191. Okay, so I'm going to first of all do the cube root. Okay, sorry, the greatest integer function of this, then get the cube root before I will not get the square root. Okay, this bracket does not mean anything because there is nobody outside, so the bracket is gone. So now first of all I'll get the greatest integer function of this number, which will give me just 8. So I'll say 8 raised to power 3, then square root. So 8 raised to power 3 will give us 8 cube. 8 cube is giving us square root of 512. So square root of that answer is giving us 22.62717. Now there is no greatest integer function here, so what we are doing here is just normal approximation, and normal approximation should give us 23 as a whole number. Okay, there is no greatest integer function, so what we are just doing is just normal approximation, which will give us 23 here. So we go to the next one, question number 87. Okay, question number 87 gave us question number 87. Sorry, is it 87 or 37? 37, sorry, not 80. 37. Okay, I've done 37, 38. So question number 38 said the greatest integer function is the one covering the square root of, that is 38, the one covering the square root of another greatest integer function, then square root of 80. Okay, another greatest integer function of 80.99. Okay, then they said that this one is raised to power 3, then covered like this. Okay, now solution. For us to start from the inside, the greatest integer function of this will give us 80. So first of all, square root of 80. So square root of 80 is going to give us, we did it before anyways, square root of 8, I will have 8.944271191. Okay, so I have done this part with square root. So what I need is now the greatest integer function of 8.944271191, then raised to power 3, which will give us as 8 raised to power 3, because greatest integer function of this is 8. So 8 raised to power 3, so 8 raised to power 3 will give us 512. Okay, 512. Now we need the square root of that 512. So square root of 512 will give us, square root of my answer is giving us 22.627417. So we now need the greatest integer function of this 22.627417. Okay, which will give us just 22. Like I told you, if it is a whole number, we are taking only the positive. If it is a positive number, we are taking only the whole number part. But if it's a negative number, we must approximate, right? So then we go to the next question, question number 39. So question number 39, I think I'm going to charge my phone a little bit. So question number 39 gave us okay. So question number 39 said closed by greatest integer function in brackets of the square root of the greatest integer function of 80.999. Okay, then this one is covered by raised to power 3. Then I have this. Okay, solution. Always start from the inside. The greatest integer function of this is 80. So first of all, we have the square root of 80, and square root of 80 will give us again, square root of 80 is giving us 8.944279197. So another square root. So we need the square root again of 8.944279197. Okay, so the square root of that, my answer, is giving me 2.990697562. Okay, so now the next thing is to cube it. So we need the cube of, so the next thing is to cube it. So we need the cube of 2.990697562 all cube, which will give us the cube of my answer to give us 26.74962122. Okay, so now finally we need the greatest integer function of this 26.74962122. Okay, so the greatest integer function of that is a positive number. Since it's a positive number, we are just taking this whole number, which is 26. Okay, so that is that. So we move to question number 70. Question number 70. So want to finish everything about greatest integer function. So question number 70 said, the greatest integer function of 13.99, okay, plus 17.89 minus 8.02 minus 8.02. Okay, then all over greatest integer function of 5 plus greatest integer function of minus 6.001. Okay, so this is solution. This is simple. So what do we do here? What do we do here? This is very simple. So we just quickly say that first of all, let's clear the inside. Greatest integer function of this is positive number. So since it's positive, we are taking 13. This is positive again, we are taking 17. This is positive, we are taking 8. Minus, this minus here. This is negative, so we are taking minus 9. Since it's negative, we add 1 here, okay? So I'm having all over. Here is positive, we are taking 5. Okay? While here is negative, we are taking minus 7. So this is now, let us do that. So minus is plus, so this is 13. This is 13 plus 17 minus 8, then plus 9. Okay? Which is 31. So I'm having 31 over, this one is minus 2. So 31 divided by minus 2, I'm going to have minus something, minus 15.5. So I'm having the greatest integer function of minus 15.5. Okay, so I told you before, this is negative, so it's going to be minus 16. Okay, so that is that for question number 70. So we move to the next one. The next one is question number 71. And question number 71 said, the greatest integer function of minus 3.06, then raised to power 4. Okay, this is negative, so it's going to be minus 4 raised to power 4, which will give you, the power is odd number, so the minus will disappear. So we now have 4 raised to power 4. So 4 raised to power 4 will give us 256. So this is 256 is just the answer. So the next question is question number 88 is the next question. So question number 88 said the greatest integer function of minus 4.0001 then raised to power 3. Okay, now like I told you, this is negative, so it's going to be minus 5 then raised to power what? 3. The minus, this is odd number, so the minus will remain. 5 raised to power, this is 125. Okay, so you see, it's very simple. So like I told you, the greatest integer function should be the first thing you should solve in this your exam because it's very easy. Okay, so the last question here is question number 95. Question number 95 said the greatest integer function of 13.99 plus the greatest integer function of 17.89, okay, minus 8.02, okay, we close. Now divided by the greatest integer function of 5 plus the greatest integer minus 6.001, then plus minus 0.1 all raised to power 3. Okay, so this is very simple. This one is a positive number, so we are taking 13 plus positive number we are taking 17 minus negative number we are taking minus 9. Okay, positive number we are taking 5, negative number we are taking minus 7, negative number again we are taking 0, 1, so we are taking minus 1 then raised to power 3. Okay, we now close. So if you do everything here, you are having 13 plus 17 plus 9 all over 5 minus 7 minus 1, because 1 raised to power 3 is 1. This is odd number, the negative will remain. So this will now give us this is 13 plus 17 plus 9, which is giving us 39. So this is 39 over 5 minus 7 minus 1. So 5 minus 7 minus 1. So I'm having minus 3. So this is minus 3. You do like this. So I'm having the greatest integer function of 39 divided by 3. I'm having minus 13. So minus 13. Now, this is a whole number, so no need of saying that it is minus 14. It's wrong. Okay? So this is a whole number, so the answer is just minus 13. But if it is a decimal number, it's supposed to be minus 14. So know the difference. So that is all for greatest integer function. So thank you very much for watching. Please, I beg you, always comment. I beg you. Okay? Like the video, share to your friends. Bye-bye. May the peace of the Lord be with you.